you can't communicate with unhealthy people. You literally, like, you can set a boundary, it'll be bulldozed every single time. And
Mm.
that's where I've
Mm.
had to learn, like, you have to set strong internal boundaries with certain people. And
Yeah.
there's really no other way, because like you can continue to set boundaries with them and they don't they're gonna just ignore it. They don't respect it, you know.
Yeah. It really boils down to having solid boundaries, but like you said, how you don't get far with unhealthy, like, bulldoze was a pretty accurate word
Yeah.
actually. I'm like, Jesus, so true, man. No matter how many times you freaking draw that line,
And then you get a fake
step.
apology. There's no accountability. Like,
It makes me wonder too, like, how subconscious is that, like, is it on a deep unconscious level?
when I first started healing, like before that, I truly did not understand my own behavior at all. Like, I remember a thought I would have often before healing was like, I felt so confused on what to do in a lot of situations because I would feel this way and then later I would feel another way, right? And now, like, after doing some healing work, I'm like, oh, there's me, my emotions are regulated and my emotions were unregulated. So I have two different opinions on the same topic. That's all it was. But
Hmm.
like, it feels confusing at the time, you know? But
We
a lot of
don't.
people do things unconsciously, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, it comes down to, like, sometimes we don't even know why we do some of the things
Mm-hmm.
that we do. Similar to your friend, like, I'm sure to some extent she's like, why the F am I even here? Like,
She said
why am
something
I
to me the
putting up?
other day about she was waiting on him to make a decision for something. She said something along the lines of like, he won't tell me what he wants. And I was like, what do you want? Like, what do you want out of this? Because you're giving away like all of your power to this person, right?
Mm.
She said,
You
I
mean
want him to go
on the
and I
event?
can't tell you why. That's what she wrote.
You mean wants
Yeah.
him to be a
Despite
part to
yeah,
go as in
despite everything. Yeah.
participate?
And I think a lot of us have been in that space before of like some situation like that where you
Mm-hmm.
can't even understand your own actions of
Right.
like,
Right.
why am I doing these things?
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of our last time we got
Uh-huh.
together and talked, saying, like, why am I putting up with such maltreatment?
Mm-hmm.
And why am I even in this space putting up with this crap?
And all the while you're saying, I don't deserve this. But you know,
That's such a good point.
you consciously know, but there's so many missing pieces of the puzzle or something like that.
That video that lady posted on that reel on Instagram was so on point, because it's some of these behaviors that we learn even through childhood. So if I
Mm-hmm.
could summarize more or less what she was saying, the video was about a very absent father, very emotionally immature father, who would go around giving the silent treatment and whatever. And the wife was basically the enabler, like
Mm-hmm.
enabling and codependent. And like, the child comes up to the mom and is like, our dad is basically dysfunctional. The mom's like, oh, your dad is a very complicated man. Just ignore him and he'll come around. So it's like that minimizing, no kind of
Mm-hmm.
accountability, nothing, right? And so then she puts it back on herself and she's like, here's what I'm learning. I'm learning that I can't expect a partner or a loved one to be accountable. There's no accountability. And I'm learning to ignore dysfunctional and toxic behaviors, because it's just easier that way anyway. And it's just like, crap. Like, you don't
Mm-hmm.
realize when you grow up in that kind of dysfunction, or in like a dysfunctional dynamic, how much of that you learn from those
Mm-hmm.
things. You learn to accept the breadcrumbing. You learn to accept someone who lacks accountability. You learn to accept not holding anyone accountable or responsible. You learn that it's okay not to have any kind of desire for growth, or healing, or better functioning behavior, right? And you even learn to accept being ignored, because you think about it, if a child is ignored by her father when when the mood strikes him or whatever, that child's going to grow up thinking that shit is normal.
Mm-hmm.
Or not even just maybe not normal, but it's gonna that's what they're gonna know, that's what they know. So when a partner does it to them, it's almost like they're numb to that at that point, or they're desensitized and just accustomed, like, oh, that's just how he is. Kind of like how my father was.
It also makes you, not only do you learn those negative, like dysfunctional behaviors, you don't learn how to communicate your needs, how to, and so like you're also part of the problem because you're in these dynamics with somebody and you don't know how to be healthy either. You don't know
Right.
how to say to somebody, "This is what I need," and
Right. You've trained yourself to dim yourself,
yeah.
basically. Yeah.
So,
Or you've been trained to dim yourself, dim your
but I
light.
really hate that phrase of like, "This is just how so and so is." I hate that phrase. And like
That,
everyone just walks on eggshells around this person.
right. That's the enabling part.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, that's not just how so and so is. Like, that's not how it should. Just because so and so is this way, so what? You're supposed to put up with shitty treatment?
I know. Should we get some fresh air and
Your
just let's walk for 2
PTSD.
minutes?
You wanna? Yeah, we
Yeah.
can if you want.